What's up guys, my name is Repel from youtube.com/user/RepelGames. We are having battle number 88. Hope you guys are all having an awesome weekend. To celebrate this start of the week, we're having a challenge from Mike. Now I brought the Rotom-H, the Sableye, Mega Pinsir, Roserade, Claydol, and Milotic. Mike on the other hand has Charizard. We already know which Charizard it is. It's Charizard Y. Why? Because Charizard Y is just way more popular than Charizard X. Not my opinion, but definitely have seen a lot more Charizard Y than X. He also has a Vileplume, the Talonflame, the Flareon, Greninja, and Thundurus. Now take a good look at Mike's team. He has a very strong weakness to Stealth Rocks. He does have that Charizard, Talonflame, Flareon, and Thundurus, which is weak to rocks, but more importantly, that Charizard and that Talonflame is 4 times weak to rocks. I do want to lead off with Claydol, but I know it's not a good decision, simply because most people might lead off with Charizard Y, and it'll just Solar Beam my ass, or simply Greninja. But without further ado, let's get right onto it. I'm not going to lead off with Claydol, no, I'm actually going to lead off with the Rotom-H, in case the Charizard Y or Talonflame does come out, or even Greninja. As a matter of fact, yes, of course, I do lead off with the Rotom-H, and he does lead off with Thundurus! And we all know this Thundurus has Volt Absorb, so I can't use electric moves. He is Scarfed. You know why I know he's Scarfed? Because I'm Scarfed. Naturally, I'm supposed to outspeed Thundurus, but we know this Thundurus is Scarfed right off the bat. And no, I did not go for either Fire or Lightning attack, I simply just went for a Trick, hoping that maybe something else besides the Megazord Y does come out. Unfortunately, we know it's also Mega. I can't swap Mega Stones, unfortunately. Here comes the Megazord Y, really hoping he doesn't go for, like, I don't know, like Overheat or something. Overheat in the sun, and Megazord Y is going to do a butt ton. Luckily for me, he doesn't. Brings up the Drought, but he actually just goes for Air Slash, which I'm really not sure why he would do that to Rotom, because Rotom is Electric type. He's actually better off just using a Fire attack. Unless he wants to conserve his, like, Overheat. But here I make, you know, very obvious Stealth Rocks. He has 4 things that's weak to fire, so I'm like, yeah, why not, right? Here comes a Greninja now. Now, a Protein, Ice Beam, or Grass Knot is going to do quite a lot to me. Obviously, he's not going to go for a Water move simply because, you know, it's the sun. But I thought I could probably just take one. And just go for the Ice Beam, and, yeah, I take it pretty fucking well, actually, not gonna lie. I go for my Stab Earthquake. I have no investment in attack, guys, obviously. Claydol is more of a Rapid Spinner and a Hazard, you know, lead. But I thought, even so, his Ice Beams are gonna, you know, destroy me. So I'm gonna go into Milotic now, and he does go for a U-turn. I'm like, damn it, he totally read my mind. He does get out of here with U-turn, so that gives him switch priority. So that leaves my Milotic very exposed, very vulnerable. Now here comes the Vileplume. Really fucking scary. I mean, he can do like Giga Drain. I mean, he can go for Solar Beam since it's in the sun. Or he can go for Stun Spore or even Sleep Powder. So very scary potential. A lot of potential attacks coming from Vileplume. Love seeing Vileplume, honestly. From such a really strong team that my opponent has, like the Talonflame and Megazord Y, it's really refreshing to see Vileplume. It does go for the Sludge Bomb, very smart move. It does neutral, but I am specially defensive, so this Vileplume is not gonna do shit to my Roserade. So this is, you know, Grass and Poison versus Grass and Poison. My opponent is out of here, so I actually could have just went for a Sleep Powder, but I really didn't know. Maybe I thought he was just gonna keep staying in. Here comes the Charizard. He's gonna get hurt. 49% damage thanks to Stealth Rocks. Brings out the sun again. Very scary since my opponent does have, you know, a relatively very strong sun team. Safest bet really was just to go for Spikes. I didn't want to go for, you know, Sleep Powder just in case the Vileplume did stay in. Now I think about it, I really should have went for a Stun Spore. But hey, I got Rocks and 1 layer of Spikes. How great is that? I have to go back to Rotom now. Turns out he actually went for Dragon Claw. Very smart again, making all these predictions. However, I do eat it up quite nicely. And yes, finally it has revealed that I am Scarfed. Obviously, my opponent is too late to find that out, and finally down goes the Charizard Y. Very awesome, because Charizard Y is so fucking scary. I just have to go into Sableye, and that obviously does give my opponent switch priority. But that's fine. Here comes the Thundurus. Now I know for a fact Thundurus is Choice Scarfed, but even Choice Scarfed Thundurus cannot outspeed Prankster Sableye. So I thought, let's see what he's going to go to. He is going to go for a Volt Switch. So really, I could have actually just went to Claydol, make him get stuck into, you know, Volt Switch. But at least that's okay too, because, you know, that's fine. Volt Switch does nothing to me. Here comes Talonflame, and oh my god, guys, look at that. That did nice clean 50%. I love Stealth Rocks, honestly. It's probably one of my favorite hazards. But, you know, in this team, I have a Stealth Rocker and a Spiker. Here comes the Brave Bird. Let's see how much he's going to do. It actually doesn't do quite a lot, so we know for a fact it's not a choice banded Talonflame. Obviously, I don't have enough for Substitute. So, yeah, one more Brave Bird can actually destroy me. So I thought, let's go into my defensive wall. Yes, my Sableye is my defensive wall, but I have a way better wall, honestly. It's my Milotic. I'm bringing back some of the classic Pokemon that I haven't used in quite a while, including my Sableye and my Milotic. So bring back, you know, some old and familiar faces. He is not choice banded, so yes, he can go for a ruse. Sun is faded, so my Scald can actually probably, you know, wreck the living shit out of this Talonflame. So really courageous of my opponent to stay in. You know, Brave Bird's not going to do too much, and Scald is going to do quite a lot, so... yeah, another huge threat out of the way. Charizard Y and Talonflame. Thank you, Milotic. It's great, too. This, you know, thanks to Charizard Y out of the way, Sun is no longer active. Sun support is no longer... here comes Greninja. Now he can go for Ice Beam. I'm going to Ice Beam, Grass Knot. And he will turn into, you know, Grass type, right? So I thought, well, I could actually just go for Ice Beam, but before I do that, I'm just going to go for a Recover, grab as much HP as possible, just in case, you know, whatever he's going to do. As a matter of fact, he does go for a Recover, but Milotic still takes it pretty well, despite being, you know, physically defensive. I thought, great, he's probably going to go for a Grass Knot, and I can just finish it off with an Ice Beam. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. But then I realized something. I didn't realize this, but this Greninja is not Protean. I'm like, what the fucking deuces? I've never seen a Greninja not Protean. Like, my opponent, this opponent is not, like, dicking around. Like, he has some of the best threats in the metagame, like Talonflame and Megazord Y, and Thundurus. I did not expect him to bring out a Protean Greninja. Like, I didn't realize it until now. It was, you know, a bit late for me, but regardless, Pinsir will take up, you know, eat up a non-Protean Grass Knot and retaliate back with a quick attack and get that Moxie boost. Look at that. I don't even have to Mega just yet. Now, the Thundurus, what's great about Thundurus is it resists everything, you know, Mega Pinsir has. It resists Aerialate Pinsir really well because it resists flying and bug moves, so I have to switch out. Kind of wasted my Moxie, but hey, I don't want to get hurt. Turns out he predicts really well again and goes for a Dark Pulse, not an electric move, simply for my Claydol. So actually, I probably could have just stayed in with Pinsir, you know, take one Dark Pulse and just, you know, completely two-shot this Thundurus. But yeah, I thought, well, he's stuck into Dark Pulse. It's not stab or anything. It's not going to do that much. Thundurus does have immense special attack, but Roserade has immense special defense too. He's actually staying in. Keep in mind my opponent has a Vileplume chilling in the back. So again, I really didn't want to go for a Sleep Powder. It was just way too obvious. I went for a second layer of spikes, you know? But now I think about it, I'm just like, I'm pretty sure he's going to keep staying in and probably hoping for flinches or critical. And that's fine. I mean, that's totally fine. My opponent can do whatever the fuck he wants, but he is totally missing out on Roserade's moveset. Roserade has probably one of the best movesets in the entire genre of Pokemon. I mean, look at that. He can use spikes, Sleep Powder, and Synthesis. Yes, this turn I decided to go for Sleep Powder, you know, like, fuck it. If he wants to switch out, so be it. But he didn't, and I'm so glad he didn't, because his huge threat is gone. And I have 2 layers of spikes and Stealth Rocks, and his Thundurus is asleep, and he only has the Flareon, Vileplume, and Thundurus left, so naturally, my opponent has, you know, forfeited, but nonetheless, that was a great and awesome battle. Lovely team, Mike, awesome team, but if you guys like this battle, please be sure to leave that like it for Milotic and Roserade, and make sure to comment and subscribe. Thank you all for watching.